Okay, that's not creepy at all. Hello and welcome. If you're watching later, happy holidays. I decided to do a live because people have been asking me why I haven't been doing lives and if I could do one on a Wednesday. And I decided to do one today because I thought it's about time I showed my face on my own channel. Hello, whoever you are. Yeah, so we're going to do a live. We're going to, for the first time in a long, long time, surprise. Hello, Quintina. Are you happy? Hopefully this is doing you a favour. I'm not going to lie, Quintina. I was considering doing it maybe on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, because I know there's probably a few people out there that are going to need these kind of messages, but you did ask for a Wednesday. Hey there, so glad to see you again. Hello. So, yeah, Quintina. Hope, yes, I'm very happy too. Hello, Laura. Hope you're doing well. How are you doing, Laura? Hello, Lady A. How are you getting on? Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for your likes, guys. So we've got an hour. All right. So let's see. How have you been getting on? How has everyone been doing? How did you find this year? I'm dying to see what you guys have been doing this year. Any changes? Any big changes? Thank you for your likes, guys. Any big changes at all? I'll be really honest with you. I'd actually pressed live and didn't realise I'd actually pressed live. So I'm not really 100% prepared, but it's all good. Yeah, how did you get on? Happy holidays, Linnell. Yeah, how did you get on this year? This year's been an interesting year, no? I mean, little did we know, I don't know about you, but I definitely didn't. Like, for me personally, the changes have been insane. My whole life has changed. Literally everything has changed the last 7 months. Lady A, yeah. Yeah, I completely understand you. So yeah, it's weird, isn't it, how it all works? But next year is going to be a really interesting one. A lot moved out from. Oh no, Quintina. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, I'm so glad I've come on this live now. Wow, so you did it. Wow. I wanted to say commiserations and congratulations. That's a mixed bag, isn't it? That's a lot to process right there. How are you getting on with both of those things? It's probably quite a lot to process, right? I know it would be for me. That's a lot to go through right there. But yeah, it's like, it's insane, isn't it? But next year, who did anyone watch Matrix Resolution that came out yesterday? Did anyone watch that? I highly recommend. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't had a chance, but I highly, especially if you haven't seen my message on TikTok for yesterday, go and watch it, because it's literally people are going for a mass awakening. Like, everyone is waking up, just trying to stay grateful. Yeah. Oh, Quintina. It's about the small, I suppose it's the small victories to try and get you through that really bad time, right? See, I want to share you my journey, but honestly, I don't want to kind of dampen the whole reading. I'm not going to lie. I had some I did a lot of shadow work this year, and the insight I got, I had a lot of blank spaces that I couldn't remember in my childhood, and all of that came up. And yeah, like, it wasn't pleasant. And because obviously the stability, and like, it was like the rug was being pulled out from underneath me. Hey, hope you're doing well. So it's literally a minute by minute thing, isn't it? It's like, you've got to try and take what you can, take the small blessings for what you can, because like, again, everything, like my friendship groups, my everything changed, like my family, everything shifted. And even the things that used to try and get me through these things were completely just didn't help. It just didn't help. And I had to relearn myself, and probably a lot of you are going to relate to this, but I mean, I'm not the same person. The last live that we did, for those of you who have joined me, who are regulars on these lives, I'm not the same person 100%. And Quintina, you're probably dealing with the same thing. And it's just little small victories that you can find, isn't it? Until things start becoming a little bit clearer. Because I think with a lot of these things, you kind of sit and think, why? Like, what was all this about? And I think next year it's going to show a lot of that, and people are going to start waking up as well. Things that you weren't expecting are going to probably move around. Next year is it's like this year was the clearing out. It sounds terrible. Like, for example, people that we're losing, it's like some of them have, it sounds awful. Obviously, losing a loved one is absolutely horrific. It's my granddad passed away 13 years ago, and I'm still not over it. So, you know, for those kind of people that are still processing grief, it's awful, especially when you're very close to the person as well. Like that's your person. You know, me and my granddad have a very special bond as well. Yeah, same here. Yeah. So it's about relearning. Next year there's going to be a lot of shifts in stability, and people that you'll be realigning with different people basically. And there's a lot of soul contracts that have been rewritten this year, especially for those that, I mean, a lot of people have satisfied huge soul contracts. And I don't know if I told you, I can't remember if I told you this, Quintina, but I've had a lot of near-death experiences myself. And before the situation we've got going on, I was asked, I said, you know, did you want to leave? And I was like, no, because obviously certain people I didn't want to leave. And they said to me, if you leave, you can't say goodbye to anyone. And I said, well, no, I'm not going to do that. And that's, again, my astrological chart. I've had a lot of near-death experiences, and it's just part of what I'm here to do and understand and you know, process. And a lot of the time you're seeing people leave without saying goodbye or out of the blue suddenly. And a lot of the time they're asked that they actually, their soul is ready to go. Yeah, Quintina. So if it was sudden, I mean, obviously any loss is awful, you know, but try and find people that are going through it, because then you can kind of really understand. You can try and understand and, you know, sort of speak to them. And yeah, I'm going to get really emotional now, but it's not easy when you're processing loss. And like I said, just try and take a day at a time. No one's expecting you to make leaps and bounds if you're kind of working. It was sudden. There you go. Yeah, there's so much I want to say about that. I don't know if there was some kind of chess situation, but I felt like it was sudden. I think she may have wanted to go, if I'm really honest with you, or certainly there was an interaction where that was discussed. Yeah, I feel very emotional. I feel like that she wasn't. I think there was a lot going on around her as well. But yeah. Usually, the other thing I'm going to say as well, we've had a Christmas comet that actually sort of really last Saturday actually processed and went past. Was it Venus? Yeah, 2 weeks prior, or was it 1 week? I think it was the week prior. It actually passed close to Earth. She had 4 kids. That is a lot. Was that when you messaged me? Was that when you messaged me to say when you're going to do a live? That is a lot. Was she a single mum? That is a lot. This woman, she deserves peace. Her children too. You know. There's so much I want to say about this. I think I've got to be careful what I'm saying. The children are going to be set up. They're going to be supported financially. I can't really go into any more than that. I'm being told not to. They're going to be helped financially. They're going to be, and I know doesn't mean anything when you've lost your mum. But again, the stability, I think they're going to have some. I'm seeing there's this abundant energy coming in for these kids. I can't say much more than that. I don't remember. Her fiance and mum are taking care of the kids. Yeah. I kind of feel like if you do get a conversation with them and it's before February and they're talking about struggling, give it until February and you'll probably hear about this money. That fiance as well. I don't think the fiance is the father of the kids, right? So yeah, I'm hearing they'll be taken care of. This is what I'm hearing. The other thing I've got to say, when especially around children and that kind of thing, I don't know how much to go into here. When you're talking about young children who have gone through a lot of trauma, unfortunately, I went through mine starting at 6 months old. You will get a lot of spiritual support. You will get spiritual support to the point where spirit will be so connected to these little children, or any children going through any pain, anything like that. There's always a lot of spiritual sort of guidance, support, buffering, and the children will be more in alignment with spirit because of what they're going through to try and help them process it. For me, again, this is part of stuff I didn't remember until very recently, but the children will have a very special relationship with spirit, not only because they now have an extra guardian up there helping, but there's a lot of angelic realm that will look after the children. I feel like one of the older children as well is super advanced, but I can't really read children. I don't want to get too in that space because they're protected. But yeah, February, you'll get some insight on that, Quintina. Right, let's have a look. Let's see the collective here. What is going on? I've got people very upset about the situation as well. I can't say too much because I don't want to... Did they do an inquest? Did they look into an inquest as to why, Quintina? Did they actually look into that? Yeah, the oldest is... Again, if you can, what you might want to do if you're looking for Christmas presents, get her some kind of journal, diary to write or draw something that she can channel that energy. Or if she's physical, like physically led, depends on her methods. Like if she's very visual, drawing. If she's book smart, maybe something she can write in. And if it's a more physical activity, get her some kind of sports membership or something that she can go to channel that energy. I had all three when I was growing up and I needed it because I was really not in a good place. The oldest is a very old soul and is going to look after the other two. The other two are going to be looked after, but the oldest one, this is part of her soul mission. She's going to be little mini starseed. Right, let's see what else is going on here for the general collective. Let's see the messages. Okay, guys. Okay. Wow, this is backing up the same messages here, but this is also collective. We've got, you're going to get news around the 26th to 20. If someone's waiting for money, you're going to get news around the 26th to the 29th, especially if there's a Gemini link here or June link. You're going to get messages. Oh, bless her. Lower valve of the right side. Oh, Lord. Okay, I know what that is. Quintina, I'm going to message you after this because I'm gonna give you a bit. I can't say all of it on here. I'll message you after. I need to tell you something else as well. This is what I can't. I'm not going to say it on here though. Just YouTube. I'm not going to. I'll message you after this. All right. The 26th to 29th. You're going to get some kind of news about finances. And again, I'm hearing a job offer. There's some kind of a job offer, and I don't know why, but someone's getting a promotion as well. Someone's waiting also on a Christmas bonus here. There's a house sale going through. Someone's selling a house to get money. But I don't think it's going to go through until at least the end of January, until the end of February. All the news of that. Let's see. see what else, guys. How was your Christmas holiday season going so far? Have you got everything ready, or are you still in the midst of getting everything organised? We've got lights on every house around here. Like, we have literally lights everywhere. Because last year we had a lockdown, everyone's gone a little bit overkill with the lights, right? Hello, Shane. Okay. Right, we got some good news after a lot of delays and stress. Wow. I love your readings. Oh, thank you, Shane. That's very kind of you. 24th of June is significant, and or the 24th of July. Someone's trying to get some healing done after, again, long, hard slog. 25th of January is also significant. Are you, some of you, I feel like some of you are wanting a love reading here. Someone's going to get taking things to the next level within a union as well. Someone's getting that offer, but I think it's going to be after Christmas. And if you're waiting on it before Christmas, I don't think you're going to get it. No offense, but wow, someone can't decide what they want to do as well. We've got some communication coming in here around the 30th and the 31st of December. Right, let's see. Thank you to all 15 of you joining us. Thank you for your likes as well. I don't even know what time it is. I should really have a look, shouldn't I? Okay, great. We've got a lot of time. Okay, let's see what else Spirit has to say here. So this is my spiritual home. My YouTube channel is my channel that I have been spending, is it 3 years on? 2 years? Can't remember. But it's my sentimental home because it's intimate when I usually go on here. And it's insane the shifts and changes that have been since I started this channel. And honestly, like, thank you for sharing your gift with us. That's very sweet. How many of you actually are here from the beginning, from when the actual channel started? Is there anyone from any old school viewers? Anyone? Quintrina, you might be the oldest, I'm assuming, but let's have a look what else Spirit has to say here. Okay. Oh, we got a card that's flipped. Let's see what that message is. Oh. Someone's trying to think of resolve a problem here. I don't know though. It's like someone's trying to understand how to resolve a problem, and I mean, well, yeah, that's how I want to explain it. Someone's trying to understand how to resolve a problem, but I don't know if it's in line with what you're expecting. Okay, let's see. Oh, this card wanted to come out. Yeah, so we've got like someone trying to solve a problem, but it's like someone's viewing a problem from the wrong perception, is how I want to say it. They're viewing it from a wrong perception. They're not looking at it from, like, it's like, okay, I'll give you an example. So a lot of the time, this is probably the easiest example to give, but you'll get readers that will be like, right, just move on, because then it's easy, right? You can just move on. But usually it's important to understand why things went wrong in a situation, because then when you're moving on, you can then utilize that information to not make the same issues or mistakes, right? And obviously how Spirit views a situation versus how we view it is very different. It's a completely different kind of situation. Someone's viewing a situation here the different way as to how Spirit are viewing it, and it's causing a block, is how I want to say it. It's causing a block. And we've got happiness in reverse. And actually, this reminds me, it's actually the Virgo reading I've actually recorded on, and it's going out on Christmas Day. It reminds me of that. Thank you, Dawn. Am I taking questions or doing a general for everyone? Well, I mean, as per the thumbnail, it's a general collective reading. So it is me reading the cards and giving insight. The reason, obviously, I read for Quintina is because this is the reason this live is on, because of Quintina. Quintina's a long-term viewer who messaged me and kindly asked if I could do a live, which I agreed to her I would do. And I agreed to her I would do on a Wednesday to help her because she's going through a loss at the moment. So for the first couple of minutes, I had a message that needed to come to Quintina that I delivered. The rest of the reading is going to be a collective reading. If I get a specific, insight, I will deliver it and I'll give a name or I'll give an insight. But for the rest of you, all 18 of you, I feel like there's a few bots on here as well, or someone's watching on a multiple. Someone's opened up a few extra windows here, but there's not 18 people watching. So yeah, there's a lot of random names that aren't who they say they are. But anyway, it's fine. I can still read it. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to move on with the cards. And so, as I say, it's a collective reading. I'm not going to answer specific questions unless my guides are chomping at the bit to answer these questions. I'm not going to do it because that, it's not up to me. I'm not in charge. I'm the middleman. It's these guys. So anyway, let's see what else. Right, one sec. Right, let's have a look. Right, okay. So we've got a message here again. It's like someone is viewing a situation that they want a specific outcome. Oh, bless you. That they want to catch a specific outcome. Again, 29th of April is going to be significant. There's something coming full circle this April as well. But it's like someone's viewing an outcome in a certain way, but it's not the house spirit of viewing it. And they're asking you to be present in that. Someone's wishing their life away as if it's like they want to get to an end goal, but it's not. The end goal is not how spirit view it. Let's have a look. Yeah, someone's concerned about their home and their security. Someone's scared about their security. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got some soul. This is the other thing as well. Next year, people's soul tribe is going to be very prevalent. It's like you're going to be attracting the right people to you next year. If you haven't already done so, next year is going to be one of the good years to do that. But it's like it's around friendship groups. If you're not connecting, you don't feel like you're connected around friendship groups. Soul tribe, it's basically like you're going to be welcoming in your soul tribe. Yeah, that is the kind of thing I think they want. Again, stability, attracting the right people, attracting the right situations. Yeah, my guide is saying as well, there's going to be a lot of tower moment. If you haven't already gone through that, there will be one. It's a shame, but again, we've also got here Aquarius season is going to be super important for that. I'm seeing the 24th of February as well. Really important. Something around the 24th of February. I know I'm reading for me because I know that's a really important date for me. But yeah. Hello to all 20 of you here. Thank you for your 9 likes. I appreciate you. Let's see what other messages we've got. Wow. Someone here, a lot of Leo energy. Heck of a lot of Leo energy in here. 20th of May could be significant as well. We've also got the 20th of February. Someone's manifesting. Happy holidays. Someone's manifesting money. We've got Gemini here and we've got Scorpio as well. I'm going to try and dig a little bit deeper on this one because there's something more. It's ironic, actually. They're talking about I don't know why, but I keep seeing like the French Riviera or something. I keep seeing the French Riviera over and over again. I don't know why the French Riviera, but I'm seeing it. There's an engagement coming soon as well. Someone's getting engaged soon or going up to a new level of commitment. But this is going to be around the time when finances pick up as well. And it's going to be around spring, April. Yeah, January again, we've got like Taurus energy here. And also, I don't know why, but something about the number 35. I don't know if it's 35 days. Hello, Tosha, you all right? Someone's trying to control a situation around a love situation. Someone's trying to control a situation around a love life setting, and it's... Yeah. Are you learning French? You're manifesting a trip to Paris. I mean, why not, right? Yeah, there is a lot going on, isn't there, Tosha? So I don't know if you follow my TikTok. Okay, how do I want to explain this? Obviously, we've got between now and the end of January, I don't feel like a lot of the energy is going to be moving forward, if I'm really honest with you. But I feel like getting into Aquarius is going to be weird. I'm going to just be honest with you. But it's going to be a precursor for what spring is. I mean, look, a lot of movement, and you know what I'm talking about because I've got to be careful what I'm saying on YouTube. I don't think it's going to move until at least summer, at least. And what I mean by summer, because obviously Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere is different. I'm talking about July, August, September. Theoretically, end of June, if we're talking about the actual season, you know, for the Northern Hemisphere. But yeah, the best thing you can do is practice your spiritual maintenance. Just practice your spiritual maintenance. That is going to be your key in this situation, especially your meditation. Did anyone do the global meditation yesterday? Did anyone actually do that that's watching? I don't know if you saw it, but there was a spirit part of the spiritual community has been set a time for a global meditation for unity yesterday. And if any of you took part on that, you'd know that was an insane meditation. And yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm meditating for an hour now a day. Yeah. Did you do it, Dawn? What did you get when you were meditating? Follow my Instagram, x_Jale_X, because I post that. I posted it on my Instagram. So if you want to be kept up to date, if I don't post it on here, I'll post it on my Instagram. Okay, I'm trying to get back into my habits of meditating and manifesting, just trying to spiritually get back in sync with myself. Hello, Laura. I've missed you too. Tosha. Okay, the more you can get into that routine, the easier it's going to be for next year. Because I'm going to just be honest with you, the one thing you're going to need for next year is to be adaptable. Because things are going to start moving. You need to be fluid. I meditated and feel like a rebirth, integrating my inner child into 3D. You feel like a rebirth into, I mean, look, yeah, there is a birthing of a new earth. So that is adding up. Yeah, 100%, Jessica. Again, we had winter solstice yesterday. So formulating what you're going to be doing to manifest for springtime is going to be really important as well. And trying to understand that, because like I said, a lot of people are trying to manifest from a place of where they were 2 years ago, and you're not the same person. The best way to understand how to manifest is to clear your blocks. Like, as in, if you've got wounds, you're not going to manifest anything. You're not going to be. And and this is the other thing I've got to say. Manifesting and doing spell work are two different things. Let me just really clarify that one. If you're sat with, trying to go against free will, that's not going to help. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, Chiron went direct on the 19th as well. So the last 5 months where Chiron was in retrograde would have been interesting. Yeah. I mean, for me, to be honest with you, I'm just building in more physical activity. My focus is my physical. Any serious starseeds here? You'll understand this, where you feel like your physical body's limiting you. It's like you just have 100 times more energy than your body will allow. And it's like you're trying to catch up to that. It's like, and this is the other thing, we've got a lot of light coming onto the planet at the moment where imagine like a torch being shone in the corner of a room, right? If a torch being shone in the corner of a room, the shadows are going to be obvious, aren't they? So there's a lot of people getting triggered because of the light at the moment, and they're projecting that pain onto other things. But actually, it's the earth is going through a rebirth, hence all this, a lot of changes. But it's to get people in line with what they're meant to be doing. And it sounds awful the way I'm saying that, because it's like, how could you possibly say losing loved ones and people is like that? It sounds terrible, but if you're looking at soul contracts and those souls that we have unfortunately lost and passed over, the grand scheme of their soul evolution, if you're looking at that as a bigger picture, why they're here, why they came here, why they left at that time, they're needed back. Then some of these are high vibrational beings. We need them back. So in order for them to come back, they needed to have left first. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Now, that's not going to help people that have lost people. But if we can get in alignment with what we're here to do, it will, because it means we're all doing the work. We're all aligning. We're all getting into that energy, And so there's a lot of, I'll give you an example. We've had a lot of solar flares. The sun is acting very kind of up and down. The solar flares in the last couple of weeks have been the highest we've ever received as a planet. So the Schumann resonance, I don't know if you know what the Schumann resonance is, but it's the Earth's heart rate, heartbeat. So again, if you're feeling anxious, again, that would resonate with that. But it's a vibrational scale. So if, the whole planet is shifting in vibration, again, the Schumann resonance is high. Again, the sun letting off flares, that's going to provide a lot of energy. And as a collective, if we've got shadows, it will highlight those shadows, and it will, this is why you're seeing triggers and, you know. And if you're working through those triggers when the light is coming and there's a lot more high vibrational energy being placed on the planet, it's easier for us to transmute, because obviously we don't have as many blocks, and the density is easier to kind of work through, right? A lot of darks come the last week. I'm intuitive and lots of people telling me about feeling this darkness, but I also felt the duality of the light. Yeah. The meditation I did yesterday. So I did a TikTok, and I channeled that people would wake up from the 21st, and that people are going to start waking up, right? The same day I did the unity meditation, and if you heard all the other information I channeled, I can't really place it on YouTube. I don't think YouTube are going to want me to put all this information on that I've been channeling, because it's does anyone invest on inner earth? Because if you're investing in inner earth, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But we're talking here about the sleep, because this is the words I heard: the sleeping giant awakens. And at first I was like, what? Like, what? Like, please no. Please no more. Waking up is ascension, is a vibrational ascension, right? And waking up, the sleeping giant awakens, the collective of people that are, okay, this depends on your theory of evolution. Everyone's going to have a different theory of evolution. I've got to be really careful how I'm saying this, because YouTube are not going to want to invest in my theories. When I was meditating regularly, I felt like boxes, memories, emotions I packed on, put away, were opening. I would have had to feel the feelings and release them. So therapeutic. Yeah, that's a really good way of doing it. Journeying is excellent if you want to do that. Yeah, 100%. So if you get a good shamanic practitioner to take you through a little, to be honest with you, I was recording a lot of journeyings and sending them out to people so they could navigate through it. But yeah, that's a really good way of doing it. Or you get a backpack and you're walking along, and then you're putting everything in the backpack that you don't need, that you want to look at or resolve, and then you leave it behind, and then ask for your emotions that are associated, that need to be integrated. But yeah, so it's basically a collective that's waking up. So let's say, for example, your friendship group, people that you're interacting with are not in alignment with you, or you feel like they don't understand you, or you feel alone. Because I channeled a lot of that with the collective readings. People were feeling alone and like not understood. And this is about waking people up into their soul essence, their soul truth. You know, when we come here, yeah, it's brilliant. If people, okay, look, I'm not going to go into the whole of my theory, but hello. I'm doing a collective reading at the moment, but yeah, so it depends how you view evolution. But my take on birth onwards is we're programmed, right? We sit in front of a TV, we're programmed. It's a TV program. We go to school, we're told how to act, we're told how to look. We have a uniform. It's a universal dress code to make us be exactly the same as everyone else. Yeah, we're told to do this as a job, we're told to do that as a job, right? And then obviously we come out of that and we think, well, hang on, I'm not happy, because remember that it takes time, so have patience. I don't think the world can wait, Laura, mate. Like, I don't think Spirit are going to be, I don't think that, I think with what we've been going through the last couple of years, I don't think Spirit care. I'm going to just be really honest with you. They don't care with me. I was told yesterday, I was told very categorically to make best use of my time, because I'm not going to have any time next year. So again, perception, right? Because Spirit don't see it the same way we do, because time doesn't exist up there. It's a linear concept. I've feel more lost than alone, just wanting to get back to where I was spiritually. Right. For anyone who's feeling these kind of confusions, right, and lost, sometimes you have to go back before you can go forward. Yes, sometimes it can feel like we're going in a cycle, but if you're putting the work in, it's a spiral. It can be a spiral. Yeah, if you're waking up during the night with the energy being intense, if, let's say, for example, it's between the witching hour 3 to 5, make sure you're covering mirrors. Don't have mirrors facing you, okay? Televisions, cover your televisions. Make sure the feng shui in the room is adequate. Sometimes it's your guides that will wake you up because you're getting energy bombarded. Just make sure you're, for me, I will give offerings to my guides, like my moon water. I charge moon water and I give them a fresh glass of moon water every day. We've got one sat right on in front of my laptop. Yeah, the energy is intense, but we take it a day at a time. Sometimes with these shifts as well, where it feels like we're going backwards, it's because you've removed a layer of density, and so you're looking at things from a different perception because you've removed a layer of density, and it feels like you're going backwards, but it's a bit like retrogrades. The planet looks like it's going backwards, but it's just how it's viewed. Yeah, write everything down. Everything you're getting in dreams, put a journal next to your bed and write. I'm literally, this is how this YouTube channel started, because I was putting everything in journals, and I was like getting 100,000 journals to try and find space for 100,000 journals. And I was like, let me just actually put this information on YouTube. And then I started channeling weird stuff, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't be, maybe I should be a bit careful what I'm channeling on YouTube. Write everything down. They're showing you, if it's a bigger message, they're not going to show you it all at once. They're going to give you 4 years ago, what's happening now. I started getting channeled 4 years ago, and I went to a friend about maybe 3 or 4 months before the whole situation happened or started. And I'm talking about when it first got reported, and I was told to stop overthinking it, and I'm imagining things. It's probably my ego. And I was like, because I was seeing like the visuals of them, you know, I'm not going to say the word because it will get flagged on here. Write everything down. And if you know, and I'm not talking about your ego, because we've got to be careful when we're channeling things. Sometimes it can be our ego. We're going to make sure we're grounded, right? But if you know, sometimes we know when we're getting channeled the right information. And sometimes, like, I'll give you an example. Some of the information I got channeled yesterday, I was like, and then I fact checked everything, because I'm not joking you. Some of the information they give me is insane. It's like they channel something from 800 AD, and I was like, so before Christ, then we're going back that far, yeah? Is there any reason we're going? Do we need to go about that far? And then they showed me 800 years, 800 years before Christ, and then 800 years after, like Anno Domini, right? So the polarity showed me the whole picture. So, and I know that sounds like I'm getting like giving too many specific examples now, but yeah, just make a note of everything. Just make a note of everything. They're not going to give you everything at the same time, because it's your mind will be like, but yeah, we're going through a collective consciousness shift. If you look at the collective readings that I've mentioned on this channel, both for this set of readings and the last set, it's all about the consciousness shifting, the mental consciousness shifting. Mine are more of your kid's dad, but so much turmoil. Our custody battle for our 3 kids got pushed back to March. Lots of emotions stirred up. Make a journal. Write everything down that you're struggling with. Get it all out on a bit of paper. Even if it's useful information, keep it. If it's to channel your emotions, like for me, every astrologer that looks at my charts like, you must have a hard time emotionally. I'm like, yes, I really do. And get it out of your system. Like for me, working out is really good for that, because it will just channel it. But yeah, journals are really helpful. Keep doing this, old man. Right. So do you know how to ask? Do you know how to control your dreams? You need to just focus when you're waking up. Focus on that large book and reading the large book. That's it. Set your intention before you go to bed that you're going to read that large book. You focus that intention. And then when you wake up, you make notes. But you got to be aware. Sometimes you may not be ready to read what's in that book. Just saying. Yeah. So just get your spiritual maintenance down, like as in have it ready, have it as like a routine a little bit. Got it, will do. Yeah. I'll give you an example. If you start meditating to the 9th dimension or the 11th dimension, I don't know if you know what Escher looks like, but you'll end up looking at it as though you're looking at an Escher painting, because your consciousness can't quite comprehend it. So what I would also be doing is I'd be making a note of, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to read this book? Or is it just a matter of timing? If I was you, I would pay attention for around the 3rd. The Christmas comet is touching the sun around the 3rd, and we've got the new moon on the 2nd. I would, if you don't get it around then, I'll be surprised. If that information doesn't come around then, I would be surprised. Okay, we've got good omens here. We've got some communication coming in as well. Good omens and communication. Let me just have a look at the time. Right. What's this communication coming in then? Someone's definitely getting a job offer coming through here as well. I don't know why, but is someone doing graphic design or something? Who's doing graphic design? I keep seeing ABC. I don't know if it's like typography or it's like art or something. Advertising. ABC. Someone's doing. If it's not that, it's a logo of a business. Also, someone's getting messages, and it's like, I don't know if the messages are getting mixed up, or let me just get another deck. Yeah. Is it to do with graphic design or typography or something? I'm just seeing like ABC. Right. Someone's a shaman here as well. Someone's practicing doing journeying. Someone's a shaman. They've been doing, some of you need to be doing some shamanic journeying. If you know how to do that, or if you can find a good shaman, I would 100% recommend to do that. Tosha, maybe you might benefit from that. Translator. Well, it had font typography is like fonts, right? So it could well be shamanic journeying. It's basically a bit like a meditation, but you're being guided through it. In the olden days, what they would do is it would be called a spiritual quest, and the shamans would sit in, I'm not joking you, they would sit in the desert with no food and no drink, hallucinate. It sounds, and I'm not advising anyone to, before anyone starts panicking, I'm not telling anyone to do that, right? As in to sit in a desert and have no food and drink for 5 to 10 days. But I'm saying in the olden days, they used to do that. Now, because obviously I would not recommend doing that because it is a health and safety risk, I would recommend speaking to a spiritual shaman who knows how to do some journeying. Right, Laura. Are you starting your own business then? I keep getting A, B, and C. You're doing a past life quantum healing on Sunday. Is that QHHT? Do you know, I am watching a lot of Dolores Cannon stuff as well at the moment. Laura Fish, sorry. Yeah, Laura Fish. Yeah, see, is it a part, you said it's a part you're doing or you're having it done? Yeah, I think that would be good, Laura. But I would say, if when are you starting it? Are you starting it before? If you're doing it at the end of January, go for it. Right, let's see. What's the soul contract spirit for that? Right. Someone's trying to manifest from an empty emotional space. Oh, you're starting it as in someone's doing it to you for your past life. Or are you actually doing it on somebody? I'm going to refrain from giving my opinion on that. I'm not going to give my opinion on that. If they record it, I would say it'll be interesting. But anyway, I hope you have a lovely session. I hope your sessions go very, very, very well. Yeah. Someone's trying to manifest from an empty space. It's like someone's panicking about a house move. Right. Someone's panicking about a house move, or to try and save up for money for some kind of house or stability, but they're manifesting from an empty space. Let me see what the block is here. They're saying root chakra. Someone's been doing some inner child work, and from the age of 6 and the age of 11, you haven't covered those areas. And what I want to say to you, and you're going to know who I'm talking to, you need to go back into those ages. You need to go back into those ages and ask yourself, what is it about those years that provide you with emotional discomfort? That's not going to be an easy one. But if there's going to be a parallel to what's going on in your life now, but also if you can release that, it will actually release security blocks that you've got. That's how, I'm telling you, that's how this kind of stuff works when you're doing, and I'm not going to lie. If for those of you who've been doing shadow work this year, and I'm talking like, and you would have noticed that I didn't do many lives. I didn't like, I had a million projects that I wanted to do. No, I couldn't, because remember my analogy about building the house, right? You're not going to build a 17-story house with one level of foundation. It's not logical. If you're going to build a higher story building or something big, the foundation has to be set, right? And if things aren't moving forward or something doesn't quite feel right, you have to go back. And that's why sometimes people get frustrated why it's not quite moving forward, or people feel like, I'm getting blocked. But you know what? You're doing the right thing by going backwards, because you're releasing what is needing to be released. As long as you're not staying in that space constantly and you're balancing it with finding time for you and pampering yourself and doing all that other stuff. How that happened to me, blocked and floored by spirit until I did the inner work. You know what? Sometimes though, yeah, I understand you. Sometimes it's, I'm going to be really honest with I'm going to be really honest with you. Sometimes, like, I remember this year when I was trying to look for a good therapist, for like someone to spot me on my work. Yeah, basically, if you can meditate on it, but then also sit consciously, and this is for anyone, especially if let's say, for example, there's a block around those dates or you can't remember it, ask yourself, like, why can't I remember this? And feel what comes up. Why is this uncomfortable for me? And if something comes up, ask why you're feeling like that. Like, keep asking and questioning it. This is why sometimes what will happen is your ego will block you at a certain point and will tell you things, and you'll be like, so again, you do the work and then, ask someone else to kind of, if you feel like you need assistance with it, you obviously go to someone who can support you with it, but it is going to really help you, especially if you are going for a spiritual awakening or you are getting very clear insights intuitively. Because sometimes we are a bit like able, but we're having all kinds of ego blocks and wounds that are blocking us. Especially, like, I'll give you an example. The people think that, you know, spell work is the answer to push through the blocks, because then it's going to clear everything and then they get a win. You're not seeing the bigger picture, because what you're doing is you're ignoring the reason for the block, and you haven't learned anything. All you're doing is you're putting off what you need to do, and you're taking the long route. This is why I always say you need to be careful. If you're buying spell work, if you're doing spell work, don't do it. It's not worth it. And this is coming from someone in a past life who did many, 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 many things. Like, if you look at my past lives, yeah, there was a lot of things that I did that 100% I had to go through in this lifetime and rectify, right? It's not worth it. Okay, so you need a balance with that, though. So again, if you're in this energy where you're very intuitive and you're waking up to that, what I mean by waking up is your essence, your understanding, your inner essence, your soul truth, which is extremely powerful. And you're following that, but you're trying not to get distracted, and you're grounding that energy in. The more energy we're getting grounding and doing this work and clearing those shadows and keeping going on that energy, basically the more high vibrational this planet will be. And because we're more high vibrational, it means that they're, again, don't forget, 3 dimensions, right, is a dualistic dimension, like density. We have light and dark on the 3rd dimension. We're moving as we speak into the 5th dimension. We're already in the 4th dimension, but the 4th dimension can flip back between the 5th and the 3rd. Once we shift into the 5th dimension, done. There's no more polarity. It's more integrated, but it needs people to be understanding their soul truth, be following and working through their shadows. Even me, sometimes I can't sit and, you know, give all this information and then I'm sat not doing anything myself. So this year I had to take that seriously, because remember, all of lockdown I was doing the lives, and you know, sometimes I have to do my inner work too. I'm the same as you guys. I'm not exempt from it. I have to do the work too, you know. I want to do more of this, but I'm moving at the moment. So you know what I mean? It's like, I've got to respect, if I'm in the lockdown and I'm living with people that obviously want privacy and quiet because they're living here and they're locked in a house, I have to respect that. And at the moment, this is the first live I've been able to do where it isn't affecting other people or myself, you know. So I want to do more. I do want to do more. The reason I'm doing this is so that I know that if there's anyone struggling in the holidays, that there's a bit of insight. You've really helped me with a self-trust exercise you suggested in a personal read. Good. I'm happy for that. That's made me happy, knowing that there's some kind of something I'm doing is helping people. Then I'm happy. But yeah, so this holiday season, make sure you're thanking your guides, your helpers, your guardians for your whole year. For those of you who have gone through a very hard year, a tough struggle, make sure that you're advising those people, those guides, those helpers, the ancestors, that you love them very much. Your star family, specifically at this time with the Christmas comet as well, you know. Especially if you don't have many people that you connect to, make sure you're thanking your star family. It's going to be really useful. And just thank you for that. I'm struggling, especially with a broken heart. Okay, so you know how we sort of open up our manifestation ability, right? It's through the heart center. And sometimes what they do is they have to crack us open a little bit. And that sounds a little bit harsh, the way I'm saying that, but sometimes they do it in a not a great way so that we can let the light in. So a broken heart is a precursor to an opening that can allow a lot more light in. I don't even, if you knew, half of me wants to just go into what I've had to work through this year, but because trust me, if there's anyone qualified in understanding how to deal with that, it's me. There is a power in that people underestimate, and sometimes you miss it. You miss that point because you're in that energy right at the time. It's a very potent energy when you're in that kind of that essence, that it's a very poignant, very powerful energy that you're having to work through, isn't it? When your heart's broken. But you know what? There's an upgrade that you're in the middle of that you haven't yet seen yet. It's like you're a kind of chrysalis as about to turn into a butterfly, and it's like you're understanding before you even sort of showing this in the physical reality, an upgrade within a layer of you that maybe needed to be upgraded. But you know, when is the right time for an upgrade with these things? Growth is never, I mean, look, the best things in life are not always free, right? So usually it's the hardest time when we're kind of trying to move through this energy, and it's only when we're at that point where we can understand why that we look back and think we get it, you know. But make a note of your struggles, make a note of how you're feeling, because sometimes that information can help the next person who's also in your position once you come out the other end of it. You know, like me, I could sit here for hours and recycle how to mend a broken heart. That's profoundly deep and very true. Unfortunately, I know pain very well. I knew that today. Jale took my dog to the vet. She was healthy, nothing wrong with her. And she had, oh my goodness. I mean, that's not the reason your dog left, but I mean, that's awful. What kind of dog was what dog was she? Okay, if you're in the healing process, praying to be free soon, find freedom in, this is going to sound nuts. Find a power in the pain. Find some power in the middle of that pain. Transmute that pain. So for example, I'll give you an example. For me, I was going out and throwing weighted balls around a playing field and doing weights, because actually it's really good to kind of, again, for me physically, look at your Mars sign. Look at your Mars sign. Okay. For me, my Mars is in Aries. So we already know the deal there. For me, anything action orientated is going to help me. You need to find the way you can turn that into a power. How can you put your pain into a power? There are plenty of people. I think J.K. Rowling wrote her books, didn't she, when she was in the middle of a divorce? Her award-winning Harry Potter books. Wasn't she in the middle of a divorce and a custody battle or something? I read somewhere that she wrote all of her Harry Potter books in the middle of that. I think you'll find a lot of people in the middle of these kind of, the Mars sign. Yeah. Check your Mars. That will help you understand. All right. Okay. Dawn, for any tremors that you're getting, first of all, you need to make sure and seek medical advice to see that it's nothing medical. And I have to give that as an advisory. Chances are it's not, but I have to give it as a precautionary measure, because obviously I'm on YouTube. Talking as a realistic basis, the other information that you may need, the tremors could also be trapped energy and or trauma where there's a vibrational mismatch within you. If it's on one side or the other, you need to look into that, especially if you have Gemini or Virgo placements. And the secondary thing is, if you're putting the crystals down and you're still getting the vibrational frequency and the shifts, then that could suggest it. But also you need to check where you are. Are you on any fault lines? Are you on a grid structure? You could be a grid worker. Feliciana, I just spat everywhere. Feliciana, hello. Oh, that's so loud. Everyone's going to hate me in this house again. Oh, Feliciana, how are you doing? Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting to see you on here. How are the little ones? Oh, bless you. How are you getting on? What's it like down your neck of the woods? Is it really, what's the energy like down that way? Right, look at the ley lines, look into the structure of the grid. It could be that there's ancient ley lines you're on, and that you're at, maybe you have native ancestry that's asking you to connect, possibly. I feel like it's actually more native ancestry that you're tapping into there, but yeah, geoempath you could be, yeah. Oh, bless your heart. I was thinking about that the other day as well. What's your neck of the woods like? Is it okay, or is it a bit all over the place still? Oh, bless you. Did you manage to? Oh, we'll have to have a chat, Feliciana. Yeah, we'll have to have a chat there. How's she doing anyway? We just had another eclipse. Was she all right? It was beginning of the month, 3rd of December, wasn't it, or something? Was she? How was she getting on? Oh, bless you. What's the energy like down that way? Is it really? Are you still where? I'm not going to say where you're at because we're on the internet. Is it still? What's the energy like down that way? Are you still there, or have you moved? Is there a lot going on down there? Haven't spoken to you in ages, Feliciana. It said, remember we were talking about this in the summer, going to the frickin' beach as well. Goodness me, that was a long. She's okay. She's walking. Energy's still the same. No, but I mean your neck of the woods, as in, because I remember last time you had all these problems with the cars and the traffic, and you know what I mean. Is it still bad down that way? Because obviously they're talking about another lockdown, aren't they? Hopefully we won't get to that point. She's very busy, is she? Bless her. Right, let's give you a last message before we're going. I'm going to jump off in a sec. Let me go to... What deck are we going to go to here? I'm all right, actually, Feliciana. I'm all right. Bless you. Yeah. Same old. Right, let's see. Let's get you a last message before I jump off. Right, let's have a look. Right, last messages, Spirit, please. That's a whole different live. Bless you. Yeah. Well, I'll have a chat with you. You'll have to message me on, I think Twitter, isn't it, or somewhere. We'll have a chat. Right. This is your advice for the holiday season. Breathe. If it gets stressful, take some time. Don't get caught up in the rat race, guys. All right. Remember, the energy will shift. Okay. So if the energy is getting too much for you, just take a breath. And listen, I'll go for walks, me. All right. And look, funnily enough, what do we get? We get the exchange gifts. Some of you aren't going to be expecting gifts this year, but you will get them, exchanging gifts. And if it's not a physical gift, remember, it could be a spiritual gift. All right, guys, hopefully this has helped some of you. Thank you for all your likes. We're going to see what we can do in the new year about these live streams. When I get settled, I don't know if I can promise any more in January. I'm just going to be honest with you. I want to get settled first, and then we'll look at more live streams. Take good care of yourself. Take it easy, all right? And if you're in a difficult space, obviously try and find some good support network. Find people to speak to, loved ones, anyone that you know will support you. And I wish you guys all the best for the holiday season. All right, take care. Bye.